So as I mentioned in one of the previous videos, is as much as I like to be as healthy as I possibly can, I do believe that you need to have a cheat meal. You need to, have something to look forward to. We socialise a lot at weekends, so I tend to eat out a lot. There are some fantastic restaurants now that are really getting on board with people that have got different allergies. They're very, very good with putting sauces on the side of things. So it's not as difficult now as maybe it was a few years ago to be able to go out and still kind of enjoy a meal, but maybe cut out some of the unnecessary sugars. So what I do is at weekends, if we tend to eat out, then I do have a glass of wine with my meal. The rule is, again, make sure that you just stay hydrated if you're going to drink alcohol. I will share a pudding with my husband, if we go out at weekends. So don't feel guilty about that. If you're looking after yourself 80% of the time, then, the other 20%, it's not going to hurt you to just let your hair down a little bit. Just be aware that you need to obviously take a little bit more insulin if you're going to be having sugary foods, and if you're going to be drinking alcohol, then you need to just make sure you've eaten and stay hydrated. Don't sort of drink on an empty stomach. It's one of the worst things you can do. So the alcohol's going on to that subject. Now, there's, like with foods, there's better alcohols for you with diabetes, and there's worse ones. So your wines, so your red wine, your white wine, your rosés, haven't got any sugar in them, but they tend to be a much higher alcohol volume. So they're going to be the better alcohols to go by, but you don't actually need to drink very much of them. A rule that I go by is that I drink a pint of water for each glass that I have, and I tend to only try and have 2 glasses of wine at any one time, which is actually quite enough. It's quite strong. The other drink that I tend to drink is a slimline gin and tonic, which again hasn't got much sugar in it at all. If you're looking at cocktails, you've got mojitos are a lot lower in sugar than some of the cocktails that are full of fruit juices. They're the ones I'd say avoid, because the sugar contents is sky high. So your good alcohols, or the better alcohols should I say, are your wines. You've got your low sugar beers like Holsten Pils, Michelob, or Coors Light, are all much lower in sugar than normal lagers. And the ones to avoid are, say, your Alco Pops, which are going to be extremely high in sugar. Cider, I think, is probably the worst. That's got about 36 grams of sugar per pint. So if you're trying to keep your sugar levels down and your insulin levels down, then that's one to kind of maybe avoid, and tend to go for the better, lower sugar alcohols. Just remember to drink in moderation, stay hydrated, and do not drink on an empty stomach.